Good morning, everyone. My name is Kamna M Yewale. I'm from Government Polytechnic Amravati, and today we are going to study mechanical properties of metal. So, first property we are going to study is the malleability. It's a property of metal in which metal can be rolled down into sheets without breaking. As we already studied this property in so many 10 class standard, due to which metal can be rolled down into sheets. That means from metal we can form lots of sheets. Just like this, we know that gold metal, this is the most malleable metal in the world. It can be easily rolled down into sheets. Other metals which can be rolled down into sheets are silver, aluminium. All other metals can be also rolled down into sheets. Next property, ductility. As its name having duct, that means wires. So it's a property of metal. It can be stretched in length without breaking. Means you can increase its length without breaking, or we can say in easy words, it can be drawn into wires. This property is called ductility. So wires can be made from this. As we know, the best example of this is copper. Other metals are also ductile, just as silver, gold, aluminium. These are also ductile metals. So we know copper metal, it is ductile. We are using it for passing electricity. Next property is the hardness. As its name indicates, a metal which is hard, it means it's having ability to resist wear or abrasion and penetration. Means metal forces to resist abrasion or penetration is called hardness. According to hardness, metals can be having different strength. Here is a chart is given in the picture. What it is saying ki hardness meter is given in this. Hardness of 2.5 is gold, which is soft metal. Aluminium is also, which is a soft metal. 3 is hardness of copper. This one is also considered as a soft metal. And 4 is nickel. 4.5 is of steel. 4.5 is of steel, from which we are making utensils. So this is a hardness meter. In the last one is a diamond. This is considered as the hardest element of the earth. So according to hardness, we can use them in a different ways. On hardness, their application depends. So it's again one more important property of metal. Toughness, it's a property of metal in which metal resists repeated shock and vibration. Same property as hardness, only one word is here, that is repeated. This repeated means so many times it repeats shocks and vibration. This quality is called toughness. So there is a, since we know its same property is hardness and the same property is toughness, one word is repeated is here. In between this circle there is a reason, you can find it here. So this reason, on this reason there is the strength of metal defined. Next, tensile strength. It's property of metal to carry load without breaking. Means how much of load can be how much of load a metal can bear. This property is called tensile strength. As we know, iron is the metal which is having the most tensile strength. That's why we are using it for cranes and all other things. So this is having most load bearing capacity among all the metals, iron. Next is weldability. We have seen this property in the welding shops. What they do there, they are uniting two pieces of metal by means of heat by bringing their end together in a molten state. Suppose we have to join two pieces of iron. So what we have to do, we have to bring them closer and pass heat with an apparatus, and that heat brings their end into the molten state, and they got joint, and after that metal, after the metal will become cool, they are still joining. This property is called weldability. We have seen this property in the welding shop. A welder has to wear a welding mask for doing this, because this all sprays can go into the eyes, sprays of fire can go into the eyes, so it's a property. Next, machinability. As this name indicate, it is having a machine, that means metal can be easily cut by desiring shape with the help of machine. See, in just like cloths, we can cut, shape, and easily go for the cut making cloths by machine. So same property, we can cut metal, join them, shape them with the machine, with the help of machine. The property is called machinability. Here in this pics we can see that with the help of machine, we can making lots of holes and given them shapes according to the machines we are using here. And in this, just like sewing machine, in sewing machine we are using cloths, and here in this machine we are having metal. So metal is having this property, this can easily be doing lots of various apparatus operations with the help of machine. So this property is called machinability. Next, castability. It's the property of metal to take exact dimension of the mold. Now what is a mold? As we know, if you want to prepare anything, we are having a mold, that is called a shape. For example, for making coins, we are having this mold. This mold, according to this mold, the coin has been prepared. So what we have to do, this is a mold from which coin has to be prepared. For this process, we have to first melt the metal, and in hot condition we pour that metal into this mold, and this after becoming cool, this metal will take exact dimension of whatever the shapes present in the mold. This property is called castability, and iron is having tremendous this castability power. That's why we are using it all nowadays. We are using it for making coins, but in the older ways there are copper, aluminiums, they are also having this property, castability metals, so they are using it for this. Refractoriness. It's a property of metal to show extraordinary resistance to heat and wear. Metal showing extraordinary resistance for heat and wear, so that's why for all the furnaces has to be linings of the metal. This property is called refractoriness. Furnace is a place where we heat metal on a large it can be metal or other things where we can produce lots of heat and melting them. This is the furnace. And for if we are doing it in simple by cement or something like all this, so they are having very less resistance power. So if we need extraordinary resistance, we have to inside the furnace we have to use this refractoriness, which is made up by metal. See here in this pics, there is a metal inside this furnace, and we are using it for as a refractoriness. Now soldering, a method of joining two metal surfaces by introducing molten non-ferrous alloy with melting point below 400 degrees centigrade is called soldering. For this we have to use a soldering gun. This gun is having one plug. You insert this plug into the power plug and we insert it here. One tip of this pen is just like a pen structure. This pen is having non-ferrous alloy, and it start melting, and if we want to joint like this, for joining we are using this kind of media, where we have to join two ended, we have to insert it, and after this get cool down, the two pieces will be joined. This is soldering. And now brazing, a method of joining two metal surfaces by introducing molten non-ferrous alloy with melting point above 400 degrees centigrade is called soldering. It's called brazing, sorry. This having same definition, except this above 400 degrees centigrade, soldering is having below 400 degrees centigrade, and brazing is used for the same purpose, but temperature range is above 400 degrees. This is the only difference in between them. For this we have used one soldering this brazing gun. This gun is having oxyacetylene gas and create lots of temperature. Brazing technology, we are using this for brazing joint, brazing filter and flux. For this, if we have to join these two pieces with the gun, with the help of gun, we have to pass the flame which is having very high temperature range, and this will get joined. So this technique is called brazing. Thank you.